Oh, guck mal. Oh. Okay.
Freedom was a district tearing itself apart in a three-way civil war. A murdered father, three siblings, each suspecting the other of the deed.
Nicht gut, nicht
A
gut.
giant battle droid, given to each by the Queen to settle the matter.
Wie, was ist gut und was ist schlecht? Was meinst du?
I'm noble, you understand. Heck, most of us here are. This bell belonged to my family, don't you know? It still does, I suppose. It has. I'm noble, you understand. Heck, most of us here are. I suppose it is. I don't know any other way to live, you understand. It belonged to the triplets, and before then, it belonged to the Lord our King of Freedom, before his murder. Just so. But I'm a distant relative, far enough to stand outside the daily battles and to not choose a side. You know, I have another distant relative, a cousin of mine, that I haven't heard from in some time. Not since this cursed Civil War started. Last I heard, she was in the Duke's garden, playing nobility, eating cakes, I suppose. If I could see her again, I'd tell her that I miss her, that's all. It's silly, but you never think of the people you care about until they're no longer in your life. And it would do my heart good to know that she knows I do miss her. But it's too dangerous for me to go stumbling around the battlefield.
Okay.
Please
Viel
excuse
Spaß, was
me.
zockst du denn? Wie immer. Dann viel Spaß.
Your house of cards will never fall down when you've... Oh, hello. You've made it to Three Town, have you? Be careful here. Those triplets don't mess around. But then again, that just gives you 3 good reasons to buy some cards, eh? I could ask you the same thing. But now we're both here, and that means one thing. Let's trade cards! So, let's trade, shall we?
Oh, ich kann gut einkaufen. Oh, nicht noch mehr Bomben. Weicht Eve mit ihrem Blinden durch Gegner aus, leitet Täter Schaden. Oh, ja, das ist gut. Nee, Bombe wollte ich nicht. Nein, ich kann sie go. Ach so, warte. Okay.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
The attack has begun! The king must be saved! What? Identify yourself, stranger! I am Nishka, and I used to protect somebody important, I think. A ruler, maybe? Before the war. Oh, even, you sweet child. You can't keep clinging to the past. The king's dead and gone now for years, don't you remember? What? How did you know my name? What? I've never seen you before in my life. The king! Protect the king from danger!
Ich glaube, der hat ein bisschen Probleme mit dem
Oh
Köpfchen.
boy, I can't wait to get back home. But I can't get back home without knowing the way. Or can I? Oh, hey, mister. Do you know the way to one... oh, wow. You want a hug? Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow, it's pretty cold in here and dark too.
Okay. Hoch oder runter, hier ist zu, also hoch.
Alive? I thought I saw one running around here recently. A young lad, boxy clothing. Can't say I did, but you'd better find him quick before the Shadow Man does. Everyone knows about the Shadow Man, child, especially children out all alone.
Okay.
Kids never run around here unsupervised. That's what the Shadow Man ensures. All I know is that if a kid's missing, the Shadow Man's probably got him. As well they should. You should be afraid, child.
Okay. Der macht ein bisschen Stil. Und die suchen wir halt jetzt.
Leave me alone. I'm busy. Everything's important to someone.
Und
if there's
hier-
a kid running around unattended, the Shadow Man probably has him by now.
Und hier läuft ein Schattenbaum.
Oh, you really are in over your head. Oh, you are clever, but I don't know him. Nobody does. If you stay a spell, all Margarine Took can tell you about him. The Shadow Man. He was born in the time of the first nightmare, and he lives on to this day. But not like you or I. He lives in the walls of Mulgrew Alley. And he can always see you, but you can only see him when it's dark. Snuff out the lights in Mulgrew Alley, and you'll find him there, waiting. But be warned, child. It may be the last thing you see.
Also ist er ein Geist.
If he were merely a ghost, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Goodbye. I do not think we will see each other again.
Okay. Finde den
You
Schatten.
want to know about the Shadow Man?
Ja.
You want to know about the Shadow Man?
Ja, immer noch ja.
The Shadow Man comes when night eats day. He'll come and take your child away. And you might cry, and you might pray. But the Shadow Man comes when night eats day.
Okay, danke. Ne, wir spielen noch ein bisschen weiter.
He don't like shine, and he don't like sun. He'll come out the walls when the daylight's done. Snuff out Muddy Grow Alley's lights. Then you best run, for the last night of the Shadow Man has begun. Sounds to me like you're fixin' to go see him. I wouldn't thank me just yet.
Okay. Lösche die Lichter. Wie soll ich die Lichter denn löschen? Kann man die anschießen? Nee. Stimmt, man hat hier in den Gässchen und sowas nicht so die beste Orientierung. Niemand. Und wenn er kommt, dann laufen wir. Hi. Der sieht voll glücklich aus.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
Okay, was ist faszinierend?
Greetings. I'm doing a survey for the Upper Class Gazette. Do you have a moment?
Eigentlich nicht.
Splendid, splendid. I have only one question. Who do you think started this war, turning our lord, their father's castle, into a battlefield? Surely you know the story of the three siblings.
Stimmt, hier herrschen wohl Drillinge, die momentan ein bisschen Krieg miteinander führen, weil der Vater tot ist und jetzt wollen alle den Thron haben. Oh, die drei Geschwister, ja natürlich.
Who do you think did it? Who do you think killed their father and started this bloody civil war?
Alle.
That's the sort of opinion that'll make nobody like you.
Okay.
My word, what an opinion indeed.
Entschuldigung. Dann halt nicht. Muss mich keiner mögen.
Your house of cards will never fall down when you've built it with Manny's help.
Ich bin kein Kind.
Yes, a war zone was no place for most children. But even suspected she could carve out a place for her there. With her dice by her side.
Ich glaube nicht. Ich glaube, ich gehe einfach wieder nach Hause.
I've got cards to trade. Don't you want to
If I could see her again, I'd tell her that I miss her. That's all. It's silly, but you never think of the people you care about until they're no longer in your life.
Stimmt, für den sollte ich irgendwen eine Nachricht übermitteln, wenn ich die Person fände. Aber ich habe keine Ahnung, wer das ist. Okay, kaputt schießen kann ich die Lichter nicht. Hier komme ich auch nicht durch. Wer bist du? Man weiß es nicht.
Kids never run around here unsupervised. That's what the Shadow Man
Ach ja,
ensures.
dieser komische, dreckige Dude, mit dem haben wir schon geredet. Hast du einen Jungen in Sechser-Uniform gesehen? Er ist ungefähr so genauso groß.
All I know is that if a kid's missing, the Shadow Man's probably got him.
Alle scheinen Angst vor ihm zu haben.
As well they should. You should be afraid, child.
Snuff out the lights in Mulgar Alley,
Ach so.
and you'll find him there, waiting.
Ja, wenn ich wüsste, wie man die Lichter ausmacht, dann würde ich es ja tun, aber... Momentan habe ich da noch nicht so die Idee.
Even suddenly felt like she was being watched. And to tell you the truth, I did too.
Slenderman.
Are you the Shadow Man?
I have many names, little one.
Okay, fair enough. Have you seen a little boy? About yay high?
Let me think. This one?
Oh, wow, even is that you? I'm so glad to see you. Can you believe that I'm stuck?
Let him out!
Denkst du, ich habe Angst vor dir? Habe ich nämlich nicht.
That may be true, but there is another truth.
Wie bitte?
That if you're not afraid now, you'll soon learn to be.
Mach mal kurz. Ja, ich warte einfach, bis du jetzt wieder da bist. Was bist du?
Haven't you heard the bedtime stories? I'm what goes bump in the night. I'm what comes for children when they roam a little too far from home. This is what I do. Or what I used to do anyway. Before this silly war. He's mine now. I won't be letting him go. I believe you'd call that leverage.
Das ist Kidnapping.
You'd think you'd know not to insult someone who's holding all the cards. Or in this case, children. Besides, you don't have what I need.
Was willst du?
Nothing you have, child. And I suspect nothing you can bring me.
Ich bin tougher, als ich aussehe.
To be seen. But perhaps you're right. I want the same thing all of us want here. Peace. I want the triplets war to end.
Du bist ein Monster. Warum interessiert dich der Frieden?
I care about being feared. Before this war, I was the most terrifying thing in the world of random. Children would be afraid to whisper my name in case I came for them. And often I did. But people only truly fear things that move in the dark during peace. During war, they are surrounded by greater threats all day long. And So nobody fears the Shadow Man anymore. Life is the greater horror, and they have overindulged, forgotten me. If you want me to give you Bernard, then I want you to change that.
Ja, ich beende einfach mal einen Krieg.
I don't care how. I don't care about anything even, except being feared by everyone again.
Ich will, dass der Krieg aufhört, damit ich gefürchtet werde.
I know you're a dice wielder.
Sehr schlau. Oh, mein Freund hier trägt nur ein Kostüm. Es ist Halloween.
Silence! Don't insult me with your bloody lies. They may work
Guck,
on
der hat
the
doch
living.
Füße und Arme.
You can't deceive the Shadow Man. You alone carry the power to affect the arenas and those giant robots. Figure it out, or you will never see your precious Bernard or any other child I choose to take again. Without peace, there will be no boy, no hope, and you will never see your sister again.
Woher weißt du von
For
uns?
you, there are currently more important questions at stake. Go, even. Bernie's fate rests on your tiny shoulders, and my hunger won't be held at bay forever. To save Bernard from the wretched Shadow Man, Even had to end Threedom's civil war. It was a hard task, an impossible task, but she wasn't going to let her friend die. The first thing she needed was information. Perhaps some of the locals would be willing to share what they knew.
Ja gut.
That poor woman, completely mad. Have you seen Nishka? That poor woman, completely mad.
You, I remember you. We've spoken before, haven't we?
Es war heute nicht, gell? Wir haben uns über den König unterhalten. Erinnerst du dich? Ach ja, der hat irgendwie so ein bisschen Gedächtnisschwund. Ich rede mit dem und 2 Sekunden später hat er es vergessen. Das ist ja,
No, I don't remember
dass wir
much.
miteinander gesprochen haben.
I'm sorry, what did you want?
Wie hat dieser Krieg begonnen?
Oh, with the children. The 3 children. Well, something happened.
Hat einer der Drillinge den König ermordet?
There were sounds from his chambers. Was someone with him? I was his bodyguard, and I ran to look, and he was supposed to be sleeping, but...
Nicht weinen.
I'm sorry, It was such a shame, such a... I'm sorry, I forgot what we were talking about. Hello? Do I know you?
Ich hätte eine Frage zu den Drillingen.
Children of the king. Such beautiful babies. They grew up into such wonderful young men and women. The Duke, the Baroness, and the Count. Such a gift. The entire royal court was so... The court was so... I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't remember.
Erzähl mir was über den
He's
Grafen.
paranoid, capricious, and fearful. But his heart's in the right place. He once accused me of trying to assassinate him just because I tried to get him to finish his vegetables. We all had a lovely laugh about it later. Or at least, I think we did.
Erzähl mir etwas über die Baroness.
She's tough as nails. Tough as cannons, really. Duty-bound and haughty, but she can back it up. And woe be to those who cross her. She once aimed a cannon at me to stop me from giving her a bath. The only thing that impresses her is war.
Erzähl mir etwas über den Herzog.
I wouldn't call him a glutton for life, more of a bon vivant. He loves all the finer things. He's baroque, decadent, you might say spoiled, but I'd say he's really more cultured. He once told me his goal was to eat every animal in the kingdom, all in one single dish. He achieved it a week later and said the dish was as delicious as it was disappointing.
So köstlich.
Oh, that's very nice. You're a nice young lady.
Fällt dir etwas ein, was diesen Krieg beenden könnte?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that these days I don't remember things as well as I used to. I have moments where I can see things so clearly, and then poof. But there have been times where an object reminds me of things, holding an important artifact that reminds me of a person or an event. That could bring it all back. Can you find these objects for me? One for each triplet. That could bring it all back. Oh, and if you could find the murder weapon that killed the king, I could remember that too. I feel certain of it.
Ja! Wie kann ich die Drillinge überzeugen, mir die 4 Gegenstände zu überlassen?
I'm sorry, find what? What were we talking about? Oh, if only I could remember.
Vier Gegenstände auf diesem Schlachtfeld zu finden, wird schwierig, aber ich habe keine Wahl.
That platform reminds me. I'm supposed to warn travelers about something. I'm supposed to say something very, very important. Oh well, it's probably fine, and we should all stop worrying about it.
All bets are off when you've got a new card from old Matty Dick.
Ja, das ist von jedem König hier, von den Kindern.
Seeing the ease at which Dicey affected the world, Even was surprised to find herself feeling a little bit frightened of him. How could someone so small and innocent contain so much untamed power? Now, Even suddenly felt like she had the world on her shoulders. She solved the mystery of the king's murder.
Tragen wohl die Schlacht über diese komischen Roboter-Dinger aus.
It's the Count! Ladies and gentlemen, the Count has won the role!
The only thing I can't predict are the rolls of the Queen's dark dice, but everything else I know. Hi there, I'm Tea-Time Tootsie. I used to be our late King's master planner.
Die Meisterplanerin heißt Tutsi Tisch.
Hey, we don't choose our names, our parents did. Oh, well, the Nanny Fortuna renamed me after my, previous master was murdered. I hear she likes tea. Every day I watch the battles and come up with the most thrilling stratagems for the next day. The only thing I can't predict are the rolls of the Queen's dark dice, but everything else I know.
Wie lautet dein Geheimnis?
Observation, my dear girl, which leads to knowledge. Knowledge, to coin a phrase, is power. I just invented that saying right now. Here, let me give you an example. Every day the dice is rolled, and every day one of the Colossuses moves.
Das ist mir schon aufgefallen.
Everyone noticed. But what everyone else has
failed to notice is how the winning Colossus brings most of the robots he commands with it, and that leaves the area behind safer to traverse. Do any of the triples use this information? Perhaps attacking from behind on the day the dice favors them? No, only I see it.
Willst du es der Baroness erzählen?
By the order of Nane Fortuna, I am not to work for either of them. Although I would be interested in learning more about the triplets for observational purposes only. Tell you what, if you meet them, come back here and describe them to me. There'd be a reward in it for you.
Vielleicht werde ich das. Aber nur vielleicht.
As the real top they're doing again.
Okay, ich bleib erstmal hier.
Life never goes the way you expect, does it? Oh, hey, kid. You want to hear a story?
Klar, ich liebe Geschichten.
Oh, good. You're showing an old soldier kindness, kid. There's a saying in Freetown, bad luck comes in threes. Well, it was right. I was there in the first battle, the first time the triplets fought. Right after the king died, it was savage. The triplets, I didn't hold anything back. It was as fierce and as destructive as the dice maker's own fury. And when it was over, well, that's just it, isn't it? It never ended. We're still fighting those same battles every day. And me, I'm just about out of fight. Life never goes the way you expect, does it? All at the whim of a dice roll.
Ich habe meine Schwester wegen eines Würfelwurfs verloren. Ich suche sie.
Everyone's looking for someone here. Me? I'm looking for my brother Henry. Lost him somewhere in the Duke's territory, or running away from the machines. I'm sure he's alive, though. I see him in my dreams, though he doesn't see me. Stay safe out there, kid.
Deals here. Get your deals here. Looking to get an invincibility potion, are you?
Der Typ ist auch einfach überall.
I've got cards, though. Kampf, against Days, Delvor. Fulgdoi, Bangaisas Bla, Dovgaba, Ford, Case, Delvor,
Schon wieder?
Against Case, Dovgaba, Fulgdoi, Dovor,
Na gut, dann gehen wir mal zu den Schwerterbrücken. Oh, falsch. Wo wollen wir hin? Zur Baroness, zum Herzog oder zum Grafen? Dem Grafen in die Suppe spucken, okay.
Someone has entered your ruined castle, Your Grace.
I swear, it must be my bloody sister, the Baroness, or my fancy-pants brother who thinks he's so much better than me, sending their assassins to smother me in my sleep. But this Count is awake and ready for you! You hear that, assassins?
Ich weiß nicht so genau. Ich chill mich jetzt hier hin. So.
Now there's the face of a girl who wants to trade cards. And I got good news for you.
The Count? I love that guy.
Okay. Du liebst den Grafen.
You don't. He's great. There's definitely no downsides to the man. Everything he does is so grounded and normal.
Normal.
It's super normal to go even crazier because your imaginary friend Shmoo is missing.
Kann es sein, dass du die Augen vor der Wahrheit verschließt?
Now that's something I'll absolutely deny. I definitely love the Count, and I'm not just saying this because I truly regret our leadership. I deny it. Okay, I gotta go. If we talk too long, someone might think we're conspiring against him, which again, it's great. Can't wait until the Queen rolls her dice and it's our time to fight and maybe die for him again. It's so great and normal.
Okay. Ganz normal. Ganz cool. Klingt super. Ching, 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 ching.
Cards here. I literally cannot advertise for the fact cards are not
Stay back! You won't take me alive! You won't take me dead either!
Okay. Entschuldigung?
Bad ones! Really, really bad ones!
Warum darf ich die nicht aufsammeln? Ich drück den falschen Knopf, ihr Idiot. Ich 4. Ja, bitte bringt euch wieder selber um. Sehr freundlich. Komm an die blöde Sau nicht dran. Ah. Okay, let's zwei. Nur halten. Eine Bombe. Ja, das Problem ist bei diesen Vögeln ist Hammer echt scheiße.
You're here to kill me, aren't
Die
you?
Kämpfe sind echt. Du bist hier, um mich umzubringen, nicht wahr? Ich will nur helfen.
Help me to die?
Um mich zu töten. Stopp, ich will dabei helfen, diesen Krieg zu beenden.
Bah! War! Have you ever marched out into a battle, little girl?
Was glaubst du, wo ich gerade herkomme?
I don't know. Assassin school? Unlike you, mysterious interloper, I have been in battle every day in my mind.
Okay.
You're being rude. Oh, you're being rude so that I'll think no assassin would draw attention to themselves with such rudeness and then kill me.
Ich bin keine Attentäterin.
Kids can be assassins. I've heard of it in stories that may or may not have been based on truth.
Wenn ich verspreche, dich nicht zu ermorden, erzählst du mir dann, wie ich diesen Krieg beenden kann?
End it? How can you end it when the Colossus has already moved more than once today? This war is only heating up.
Brauchst du irgendetwas?
What do I need? Everything! My bodyguard is dead, the war goes poorly, and then well, and then poorly again. And on top of that, Count Shmoo has been kidnapped.
Deine Leibwächterin ist tot?
Ishka, the only one I could trust besides my father. She disappeared when he was killed, but you're in no shape to replace her, child.
Nischka war auch deine Leibwächterin?
She was the whole family's bodyguard. She was great. Or so I thought until she let one of us, not me, kill my father.
Weißt du, was mit der Tatwaffe passiert ist?
Of course. Obviously I would keep track of that. Someone took it. A little bird whispered that it's locked up in the head of the broken colossus that used to be my father's. It should be collecting ashes somewhere in the battlefield. Why? Was someone going to use it to assassinate me?
Nein.
Well, good.
Der Krieg läuft nicht gut.
War bores me. It's just, oh no, this person died. Oh no, this other person died. Ah, tell me when I've died and then I'm interested. In avoiding it, obviously.
Wer ist Graf Shmoo?
The third of his name, yes. He was stolen from me by the vicious Baroness, my meanie of a sister. Shmoo is like a son to me, and I haven't been able to sleep since he was taken. Do this for me, and I shall give you something. Hmm? How do you like that?
Deine Leibwächterin Nischka lebt. Besuchst du sie
Even
mir?
if she's alive, that leaves my lands undefended and myself open to assassination. Ha! It'll never happen.
Okay.
So that's the deal. Find my plushie, and I'll give you,
Der denkwürdigste Gegenstand, den du besitzt.
You know what? Sure, you can have it. It's creepy anyway. It's a black pinky taken from the scene of the crime of my father's murder. 'Tis yours if you recover Shmoo for me. Deal?
Deal.
The Count was an odd duck. And a paranoid duck, too, come to think of it. But even was now one step closer to triggering Nishka's memories. And possibly, just possibly, ending this war in freedom.
Bold of you to be just running around here.
Friends, citizens, country compatriots, let yourself eat cake, for now arrives the winner of the role, the Duke.
Okay. Ich würde mal behaupten, dann gehen wir jetzt zu der Baroness.
Oh, wait! I've got cars to trade.
Poor Even. You still don't know how to say what you want. Hello, Even.
Woher kennst du meinen Namen?
You're not asking the right questions.
Kenn ich dich?
You're still not asking the right questions. But I wonder if you can help me even. My sisters. The children of the king aren't the only triplets in Threedom. In the middle of this war, my twins disappeared, unlike you. I feel like a part of me is missing. Can you find them for me?
Wie sehen sie aus?
That's not important. You'll know them when you see them. After all, you knew me.
Bitte,
If you find them, tell them to meet me at the safe spot, over by the sword bridges. Find us there once we're all gathered, and I will have something for you. You'll find us among the teapots, in the trenches, and under the ground. I hope to see you again, even.
Okay. Hier war ich doch gerade. Also so ein bisschen lost. In Random bin ich hier. Gebiet ist der Baroness. Okay, anscheinend kommen sie doch nicht zur Baroness. Dann muss ich zum Herzog.